My self-discovery stage was in the midst of catwalks, catalogs, and casting calls.
I've always had cellulite. It's just genetic, I guess, and at this point I could care less, but people called me cottage cheese thighs all through school. People would do the sound of a truck backing up, beep, beep, as I was sitting down. I had girls in my grade ask me what the lines were on my legs, and meanwhile it's just a fat roll over my knee.
Ashley Graham. I have cellulite genetically, and people made fun of it. And they still do. And it felt so painful that one day I went home crying to my mom and complaining about it. And my mom said that it's just your hip, and without it, you won't fit into this family. And that made me feel so comfortable about myself. When I was sitting on the beach and took that photo, I thought somebody would be inspired by it. And it went viral fast. And people actually got inspired by it. Even when we were shooting for New York Magazine, I told the photographer not to retouch that cellulite. When I was 17, I stopped eating healthy. My sleep schedule was disturbed. I started becoming mentally ill. I didn't like my body. I remember my first shoot was for a lingerie brand, and I asked the makeup artist to cover those stretch marks. And she was like, no, it's fine. And that was the day I felt like having stretch marks was normal. Other people also have them. At the age of 17, I worked as a full-time plus-size model, and I was known as the fat model in Nebraska. I'm having these label conversations for almost 20 years about how do I look? How do I feel confident in this body? How do I dress? Just because I'm oversized doesn't mean I need to have this constant conversation about my body. The most important thing to remember is to treat your body with kindness and love, and don't care about what people think. Just be confident about who you are.
What's still so frustrating about the conversations that we're having today that I was still having 20 years ago when I started was, how do you feel confident in your body? How do you dress for your body? And it's the label conversation. It's all about how I look and how I feel. Just because I am a size US 16 and just because I'm over 200 pounds.
Actually, when we shot New York Magazine,
I
said to the photographer, I said, do not retouch out that cellulite. And he was like, okay, we will do whatever you want. And I said, trust me, first of all, I talk about it so much and my fans know it's there. Why lie to them? But when I took that picture and posted it on Instagram,
One of my first jobs was a lingerie campaign, and I came out and I walked up to the makeup artist and I said, I have these red stretch marks. Do they need to be covered? And she said, no, it's fine. And in just that little second, I realized, oh, other people have them. And now I look at them and I think, they're just a part of my body. They're a part of my growth.
Painful to you, or you just said, screw them, this is who I am?
And now, in the moment, of course, it was painful.
Mm-hmm.
I remember going home one time crying to my mom, and I was sitting cross-legged, and I said, see this fat that's bulging out of my hip? And she said, that's just your hip. And honestly, if you didn't have that, you wouldn't fit into this family.
I mentally didn't like myself. I physically didn't like myself. I couldn't look in the mirror and say, I love you, and really mean it. I don't have a necessarily favorite part, but I love my hourglass figure, and I like to play it up. I also liked that I had an athletic body. I was always strong and powerful, and that was one of the affirmations my mom always told me growing up. It always reminded me, you are a strong person.
I was just sitting cross-legged. I took the one photo and I thought, oh, you know what? I think somebody would actually be inspired by this. Next thing you know, the whole world's talking about it. And who knew that it was gonna go so viral?
But you really are that comfortable that even showing that?
Yeah, I would wear a G-string on the beach, but I don't wanna make all the families uncomfortable.
They're a part of my growth. They're a part of who I am as a thick-thighed, sexy woman. Something I realized as I got older and I moved to New York at 17, I stopped working out, I stopped eating healthy. My mom wasn't there to cook for me. And when I stopped taking care of my body, the rest of me started to fall apart.
just because I am in lingerie a lot doesn't mean that I need to have this constant conversation about what it takes to feel so confident within myself. Just because I'm a big girl doesn't mean that I need to have this constant confidence conversation. Like, to me, it's so mind-blowing. Like, why are we not asking thinner women, what does it take for you to be confident as well? Because I think that it's not just about the exterior. Sometimes it's about the interior.
If you want to see more videos like this, please hit that like button.